Ta-da! All right, so we're going to start as usual. Any place you like. I'm actually going to grab my foam roller because I want to start laying on that. And then have your block handy in case we get to lizard pose again. And then make yourself comfortable. Legs up, pelvis on a block, legs long, legs in constructive rest. All right, so making yourself as comfortable as possible for these few minutes. And whenever you need to make small adjustments, just keep it smooth and slow and mindful so that it's part of your practice as opposed to a distraction to move. And wherever you are at this moment, sense your connection, whether it's fully to your mat, if it's with legs up on a couch or a chair, if you're using the block or a foam roller. Notice all the connections that you have. And in those physical connections, are you able to release a little bit more? So that the effort of just being here, fully supported by the floor and or your prop, you're able to let go. And then notice for yourself what body parts are connecting in with the floor, in with your mat, the rug, the blanket. What body parts are being supported by the floor? And in your imagination, seeing the vast earth just below that. Notice how your left arm is resting, where you make physical bony contact, and how your right arm is resting. Noticing any similarities or differences. Noticing how your legs are resting or feet, depending again on your support here. And checking in to see if your body, your legs and feet are as relaxed as they can be. And sensing the weight of both the back of your head and the back of your pelvis. And how is the back of your head resting? Is it rotating, or do you feel the weight a little bit more right, left, or center? And the same for the back of your pelvis. Where do you feel more weight? Right, left, center. Just observations for where our body is right now. And as you draw a breath in, maybe count to 3 or 4. And as you exhale, see if you can count to 4 or 5. And you set that tempo, but keep the tempo the same as you count the breath in and the breath out. And I'll leave you be in silence for a few moments. Being gentle with the breaths coming in, and perhaps sensing it down into the belly. And then a slower exhale going out. Trying not to get hung up on the counting, but using it as a tool to make sure that you're really lengthening that exhale. And also it brings you into your body, into the present moment. And another tool I like is counting down backwards for the exhale. Even if you don't get to 1. Counting down backwards slowly, or at your tempo. And allowing your breath to find its new natural rhythm here, so you can let the counting go. And just return to your body in this place at this moment. And if you're already laying on your mat, go ahead and lengthen your legs long. If you are using a prop, roll, gently come off, roll toward the side body if that's more applicable, and then onto your back with your legs long, arms down off from your side, palms more rotated to the sky. And just notice how your body and your mat are in relationship at this moment. What feels completely delicious here. And then bending your knees to stand your feet and bringing your feet into cobbler's position. Arms out to the side, maybe in a low V or a T. Again, palms rotated upward toward the sky. And really encouraging the back of your shoulders to soften toward the earth, the outer edges of your feet. Maybe noticing how the elbows and the back of your hands to your knuckles are resting. Might be different from one side to the other. And then walking your feet up to standing and out to the outer edges of your mat, allowing the thighs to fall in toward each other. And then raising the arms to the sky, coming into a steeple position. Hands together in prayer, heel the hands, fingers connected, and shoulders relaxing down once again. And begin to draw the arms in the direction of the face, keeping the elbows long. You won't get to your face, you'll come close. And then feeling your fingertips arcing in the opposite direction, painting just that top 1/3 of a rainbow. And again, the elbows will always stay lengthened and the heel of the hands connected as well as the finger pads. And then arcing slowly back in the direction of your face. And reversing. So taking your time, still moving in that opposite direction, keeping it slow, steady, and smooth. And traversing that top 1/3 of your rainbow. Maybe your eyes follow your hands. Maybe you're cognizant of the new breath coming in. And how your body sighs through the exhale. And the next time you come towards center, back to the home place, let the arms come down, rest in that low, wide V or T. Walking the feet back up and into cobbler's position. Really enjoy the transition of traveling the feet and legs back in and then resulting in cobblers. Where can you let go here? And as always, you can have a block underneath each thigh, a blanket, a pillow of similar height, if one or both sides ever need it. Belly and low back, softening through the exhale. A sense of the body opening and receiving on the inhale. Walking the feet back up. Again, out to the outer edges of the mat, enjoying that transition as the legs fall into constructive rest, meaning they fall in toward the midline of the body, completely relaxed. And then the arms come back up to the steeple, shoulders down. Again, the importance of the elbows staying lengthened without being locked, hands together. And beginning to move the arms a little bit over to the left, and you might feel that right shoulder blade peels off. And then as you come back through center, everything returns to your neutral. And then a little bit over to the right, so the left shoulder peels away toward the shoulder blade and then coming back down. So what's moving? The arms, the back of the shoulder, but the pelvis and legs stay in place. And then for yourself, noticing, does my head roll with me? Do I feel sensations down the back of my torso or around my ribs? Are you moving at that same slow, moderate to slow mindfulness pace where you're able to connect with the breath and connect with the pathway of the body moving? Noticing any sensations. This is not a big movement. It's relatively small because we're not bending the elbows. We're not letting the hands or the pelvis move. And then coming back through center, 3 is a charm here. Release the arms down to that low, wide V or T. Walk the legs back in and into cobbler's position. Each time arriving and noticing how the body might be letting go more quickly, settling into a slightly different place. Maybe you notice areas that are a little bit more relaxed now than they were the first time. And then walking the feet back up out to the outer edge of your mat. Last moment in constructive rest. Arms returning to the steeple. Feel the breath across the back of the shoulders and your shoulder blades. So now we will go in 4 directions. We will go back to that rainbow arc coming up toward the face. And then slowly down in the opposite direction. And then coming back to center, taking your time. And then heading over to your left. That right shoulder peeling off and coming back through center. And slowly over to the right. So the movement just keeps flowing. Taking these 4 directions and coming back into center. And approximately 2 more times, seeing if you can be really clear in the direction of up, down, side, side. Smooth, moderately slow. Your face can relax, even allowing the eyes and or the head to travel with you, but with a sense of a smile across your eyes, a smile from inside the mouth to the corners of your lips. And so I just completed my first round, so I'm going to head into my second round to give you a sense of that moderately slow pace. And when you come back to center, release the arms down, bring your legs up to standing and hug them into your belly, giving yourself maybe a little rock from side to side. And then standing your left leg, hug that right leg in. And on an exhale, rounding up in the direction, maybe the inside of that right leg, and then lengthening down and feel in your body and your mind's eye, lengthening from head to tail. Gently release the right foot to the floor, slide it out, flexion, arc to the sky, drawing a breath in as you arrive at the top. And exhale, hug that leg in, pulsing it about 4 times. And then letting it drop, sliding out, flexion, arc to the sky, breath in at the top. And then cross that ankle over your thigh, left thigh. And standing key pose, right arm. Feel that length from the body through the arm, into the hand, into the leg. Guiding that thigh open, standing firm with just the right amount of effort on the left side. And then hugging that right leg back in, pulsing it about 4 times. And letting the leg drop, slide, flexion, arc up to the sky. Inhale at the top. And then exhale, bend the leg as if you're going to come into that standing key pose. Take the left hand to the arch of the foot, keeping the thumb near the forefinger. Relax the lower leg. The right leg is kind of hugged in towards your body a little bit. And then using the arm, guide your right leg to open to about 90 degrees. Let the head roll, and then bringing it back down. And we'll take a 3 count opening here. 3, 2, 1, and then slowly bringing it back down. And twice more like that. 3, 2, relaxing through the shoulders and the neck. 1, and coming back down. And take a breath in as you open. 3, 2, 1, and then following through your exhale as you come back down. Hugging that leg in, pulse it one more time. Dropping it, but it's a little bit of weight sliding through to the arc. A breath at the top. And then hug that leg in and taking it over to the left. So here we are in that modified spiral with your right foot somewhere resting on your left lower legs, connecting somehow. Your body will decide that connection. Right arm out in that T, so you still have that sense of spiraling open and down through the right shoulder. Left arm can be on the floor, palm up, or hand resting with just a little bit of guided weight on the leg. Your low back will let you know if you want to use the hand or not. And then as you melt onto your back, hug first the right leg in, lengthening that left long. And then hugging both legs in, stillness or a rock from side to side. And then at center, standing the right leg, hugging the left. And with your next exhale, rounding up as if coming toward the inside of that left leg. And then release back down from head to tail. Gently bringing the left foot to the floor, slide it out, flexion at the bottom, arc into the sky. Pausing at the top. Hugging that leg in and pulse it. 4, 3, 2, 1. Drop, slide, arc. Inhale at the top. Exhale, cross that ankle over the right thigh. Standing key pose. And really feel that connection of the arm. It's like a lever into the leg. And standing firm, but just the right amount of effort on the right side. Hugging that leg back in, pulsing it about 4 times before you let it drop. A little bit of weight. And when you get to the top, a breath in. And as if you're coming back to standing key pose, but you take your right hand to the inside arch of the foot, really relax that left leg. And then with an inhale, opening 3, 2, 1, and then sighing out through that exhale as you return back down. Again, allowing the arm to guide the way. Breath in, 3, 2, 1, and your slow exhale. And breathing in 3, 2, 1, returning. And pulsing that leg in again. Before you let it drop with a little bit of weight, slide it out, rising up. Bringing it back in so you can take it over to the right, resting your foot, ankle, lower leg, somewhere on your right leg. Left arm more in that T, and you decide if your right hand's going to rest on your thigh, arm on the floor. Breathing down into the mat. And hugging that leg into your belly, lengthen the right long. And then both legs in, rocking from side to side. And then we will rock our way around to cat and cow. Rocking your way, crawl your way around. Enjoy that crawl. Palms underneath your shoulders. And moving in your luxurious time. Aware of the strong pillars of arms and thighs. The next time you're in cat, pause there for a second to find your neutral spine. And then taking the right leg out to the side, establishing that gate pose with the lower half of the body. And then pubic bone and your connection to the floor, aiding you in rising up. And then thumb mudra, right out from the solar plexus, the heart. Just feel how the body's engaged a little differently when we engage through thumbs up. That sense of verticality and lengthening. And then right side opens, letting the head and eyes follow. Bend your left arm so your hand comes toward the chest, like you're holding the bow and arrow. And then send your left hand in the direction of your right. So now you have two thumbs somewhere in your vision. Open the left arm back out. Come to face the front. Release, open through the hands, rising up. Dive the fingers down. Spreading out and returning back to the heart. Coming down for our glute stretch, hands to the floor. Gonna arc that right leg all the way around to the left. Press and shift back. And then turning to look past your left arm. Sending energy out through that heel so it draws, it shifts your weight back a little bit. And returning around, coming back to all fours, child's pose with the pinky edges of your hands down into the floor. You can relax the thumb though here. Just getting a little extra length down the side body with the arms lengthened. And then rising up once again for cat and cow, making your adjustments for alignment. Following the flow of your breath. Next time you're in cat, allow that to bring you back into a neutral place. Gate pose on the second side, left leg going out. Really sense that foot and then the energy up through that inner leg all the way across the pelvic floor, rising up. And thumb mudra. Opening through the left, letting the head and eyes follow. Bending the right elbow and bringing the hand in the direction of where the left is. Two different perspectives here. One thumb closer, one farther. And then that right arm opens, bringing us back around. Rising up, easy through the fingers, diving down. Gathering the space, the energy, and into the heart. And coming down for our glute. Hello. Taking that left leg all the way around to the right. And again, as your heel draws back, you feel your weight shift back. And then looking around that right arm. Coming back around to your front. And your options here for child's pose. Either the edges of your hands on the floor or bringing your hands together in prayer and walking the elbows a little forward and bringing the hands toward the back of the head into praying mantis. So your choices could be one, the other, or both. If you're in praying mantis, go ahead and let the hands come back down. And then everybody slide your arms down by your thighs, as long as it's okay for your shoulders. And then finding that place of, wow, can I really let go of my shoulders here? Breathing maybe up into the back space of your shoulder blades and that space in the middle. Maybe into the low back and the back of the pelvis. And then sliding the arms forward to round up into cat and coming up into standing. So stepping forward through one, unfurling your way up, rising up, and coming into the heart. And releasing down, rising into high mountain. Right hand over, right ear to right shoulder. And check to see if you're in that low diagonal side reach with, that low side reach with your left arm. Stay in your tilt as you release and rotating the head down to look toward the right. Rising up and coming into chair pose. Just a reminder, your weight shifts a little toward the heels. And the mantra, I am witness to body and mind, holding the posture of life. And circle the arms down, rising up, returning back to high mountain. Same side with the right ear to right shoulder. Releasing. Gentle rotation to look up And then everything rises back up into the heart and into a bent forward fold. Inhale, come halfway up. And returning into chair pose. Hands to the heart. Rising back up to the sky. You're going to open up nice and long. Coming into goddess pose, coming into an X. And 3 goddess pull downs with strength. One more. Rising back up, return into the heart, and then rotating the legs to look toward that long edge of your mat. Walk out a little further. Warrior 1 we're going to go into. First it'll be warrior 2. And then we're going to walk that heel back so that our leg comes more of a 65 degrees. Come into the hips and right out in front, interlacing the hands with the thumbs up. Warrior 1. So remember, your front is now where the navel is looking from the hips on their natural diagonal, supporting warrior 1. Drawing a breath in, and then on the exhale, left arm high, right low, stretching taffy from hand to hand, and then bringing it back, feeling it condense right into the palm of the hands. Other side, stretching that taffy open wide, and then let the left hand come to the back of your left leg, palm facing into the leg, and then right arm by the ear. And you're still looking in that direction of where those 2 hip bones are projecting toward. That's the front. Bringing the hands to the heart. Slowly rotate back to the front. Walk those feet in a little bit so you feel balanced. And then rising up, 3 swings, so creating air. So remember, fire needs air to sustain itself. So here we give a nice breeze, and then coming back into the heart. Steady, root it. And second side. So first we open, it'll be warrior 2 that we visit as our setup. And then either the toes or the heel. You might want to walk the foot in a little bit to walk that heel out. Come to the hips, and then raising the arm up with the opposite fingers crossed. Right out in front. Looking beyond the tip of your fingers a little further, so the thumbs are in view, but you're gazing past. And then drawing a breath in. Open, right arm high. Feel that taffy between your fingers and your palm of your hands, and you're spreading it thick and wide, and then condensing. And then opposite way, stretching that taffy wide, and then as the hand comes down, right palm to your thigh, left arm by your ear, and again, you're looking that space between the 2 hip bones. Lightness across the face. Maybe sensing the smile across the throat and neck. All the way down across the chest, the smile out to the ribs. And then coming back to the heart. Pivot around again. Take as many little as you need. And we'll do goddess 3 more times. Breath in. One more. Rising up, return into the heart. Rotate back to parallel, take a little sway, and then walk yourself toward the front of your mat. Rising up and coming into a forward fold of your choice. Legs long, legs bent. Inhale, come your halfway up. Exhale, bending through the legs, warrior 2. Remember, you can always use your block and your thigh as a little assistance to rise up with a sense of steadiness if the day ever seems shaky. Pausing. Pausing for another 2 breaths or so. And then left palm up to the sky, reverse warrior, which feels somewhat similar to our warrior 1 position. Different, but similar. And breathing across to the outer ribs so that the breath is massaging around the ribs, the muscles there, creating space in the side body. And then circling that top arm down in front, warrior 2. And pivot on the ball, that back foot as we come down. Your choice, cat and cow, or downward facing dog, or downward facing dog with your hands on the furniture, walking those legs back and really sending your pelvis away from your head. And if you're in downward dog, you are doing that same idea of sending the pelvis away from the head. Maybe your legs are bent a little bit, maybe they're lengthened. But an opportunity to view the world from a different perspective. Not always seeing it from right side up, but maybe upside down. And then bending through your legs, walk your way back into the front of your mat, unfurling your way up, reaching toward the sky, fingers dive down. And we are back up into high mountain. Left ear to left shoulder. Reaching side low here. And releasing that left arm, rotating the head to look down. Rising up toward the sky, chair pose. Adjust the arms as needed. And then repeating the mantra to yourself. I'll guide it. I am witness to body and mind, holding the posture of life. Pinky side of the hand circles down, rising back up, same side. Returning to your breath, noticing any sensations. And release the arm, and gently rotate the head up just a little bit. And then rising up toward the sky and into the heart. Returning back up, forward fold of your choice, legs long, legs bent. Inhale, come your halfway up. And then bending through your legs, warrior two. Walking the leg back. Rotating, rising. And sensing that invisible energy connection between the thighs, like energy strands are just stretching from thigh to thigh, really high up in the inner thighs. Breath across the bottoms of your feet. And sensing the space beyond and also back past your backhand. Right palm up to the sky, reverse warrior. Already sensing that breath moving into the ribs along the right side. What about reverse warrior do you like? What here feels good? Maybe it's a mood, maybe it's a sensation. And warrior two. Pivoting on the ball of your back foot. And either downward facing dog, cat or cow, using your couch or chair for downward dog. And bending your knees, coming down onto your mat. I have to adjust mine a little bit. We're going to come onto our bellies. And legs inside your mat into a little V. And hands resting at the back of your pelvis. On your next, take a breath in. And on your exhale, staying here, just lengthen through the legs and feel your pubic bone press into your mat. Your face might move a little bit further away from the floor. And then relax. So I just want you to feel that engagement moving up and down the body, drawing a breath in. And then as you exhale, pubic bone presses slightly into the mat. It presses into the mat, not hard. Feel the tops of the thighs and the tops of the feet engage so that the knees feel like maybe they're skimming your mat. So that's the engagement. And your upper back kicks in a little bit as you move away from the floor, a tiny bit. We're not lifting up intentionally. And then relax. Next time, our right hand will come to our forehead like we're giving a little salute to the earth, drawing a breath in. On the exhale, reaching out, coming in, back of the hand toward the forehead, like a little salute toward the earth, palm open, and then relaxing down, right cheek to the floor. On your exhale, the left arm arcs out, comes up, back of the hand toward the forehead. And then as you come back down, left cheek to the earth. Inhale, exhale, reaching out through the space to come in toward that forehead. And then it's like you're pushing the air back away, resting right cheek. Inhale, exhale. And coming back down. We're going to do it 4 more times, but this time we're going to add the left leg a little bit up off the earth with the right arm. Left leg. Breath in. Exhale. Salute. Feel that left leg come up just a couple of inches. So again, knee's going to stay straight this time. Or lengthen. Right cheek comes down. Exhale, rising. And then releasing back down. Opposite cheek down. On your exhale, right arm, left leg, and opposite cheek. Last one. And release down. And when you get there, relax your arms wherever you want in your head and rock your pelvis from side to side. Bend your knees, windshield wipers from side to side. And circle your shins 3 times in one direction. And 3 times in the other. Relaxing your legs, pressing back into child's pose. Rounding up into cat. Stepping forward with your non-dominant leg, bringing yourself back up to standing. Rising up and into the heart. Taking a moment in mountain pose with the arms relaxed down, palms looking forward. Sense of ease and length through the fingers, through the body. And rising back up to the sky, returning in. Once more up to the sky into a forward fold of choice. Legs long, legs bent, creasing at that hip socket. Look to see if your block is near you in the front. We'll use it in a moment. Inhale, come your halfway up. Exhale, bending through the legs. Draw your right leg back behind for warrior 2. Just really establishing being here. And then with an inhale, both palms up to the sky, rising up. And left arm comes down, reaches toward the inside of the knee for side angle. And you decide if you like to stay here, if you like to descend. But remember that this whole right body half has energy supporting up as the left is supporting the descent. Careful around the throat, the neck. Got that sense of breath and a smile. Anchoring down through that back heel. Warrior 2, thumb mudra. Gazing toward the front. And then releasing the fingers, spreading them open with minimal effort. We're going to move into low warrior, pivoting on the ball of your back foot. Feel free to have that block handy. I'm just going to turn to face you. Hands on the thigh. And the hands on the thigh gives that press forward through the lunge. Otherwise, a lot of us spend time back here and don't really get that movement through that thigh. Breathing down through the belly and the low back, rising up through that thigh. And here's our lizard. So walking that left leg out, perhaps off your mat. Hands can be any height on your block. High with the shoulders down, moderate, low, or on the floor. And then from here, you can have the sense of the leg externally opening a little bit, like standing key pose, where that foot will still stay on the floor. And you can, again, any height of your block, be on the block with your forearms, elbows, lengthening through the torso so that you don't drop your head. There's a lot happening in lizard, from that left leg across to the right leg, inner thigh area, through the upper back. As long as we don't drop that head, we're engaged through the upper back. And then, of course, we're breathing. If you're on your elbows, go ahead and bring yourself back up. Shift your weight back as you walk this leg in, so you get that, that release for that leg. Walk that leg in, and then rising up. Right arm will come across to that left leg, making connection so that you can exhale, breathe through the torso, and look a little bit more to your left. And coming back to your front, onto all fours, and cat and cow. And when you get into cow, go around the world to your right. We'll stick just to the right for this side. However those circles of the pelvis, the head, the torso manifest itself. And when you come back into cat, pause and use that for your transition to come up to standing, moving your block to the other side, and rising up, pausing at the top. Circle through the wrist in one direction, and reverse. Staying up high. And we'll go into a bent forward fold as the hands come to the heart. Feel the sits bones draw you down like into a straw, and then coming your halfway up. Bending through the legs, warrior two, with that left leg walking back. Arriving and just being fully aware of being, just being in warrior two. I'm no longer doing, just being. Inhale, both palms up to the sky, rising. And then right comes down from thigh to the inner knee, side angle. Deciding if you're going to pause here or always return here. If you descend a little further, you have that sense of also rising from the side body. Where can you place the smiles in your body? Warrior two, thumbs up. Relax through the fingers, reaching them open and long. And then into the heart. Going down for our low warrior. Pivoting on the ball, that back foot, hands to your thighs as you rise up. That press forward, shoulders down. Can even relax those elbows. Lizard pose. So walking that right leg out, having the sense of the leg opening a little bit, staying up high. You decide, hands to the block, hands to the mat. It's feeling as if you're lengthening out from your pelvis as the breath moves down the front, sides, and back of your pelvis. And if you like to come down onto your block or forearms on your mat, lengthening again from head down through tail. Can you swallow with ease? And if you're down on your forearms, rising back up, shift your weight back as you walk that leg in. And then rising up into warrior one. Warrior one. Where am I? Low warrior. Left arm comes across toward that right, and you feel that connection. And gently press the hand into the leg just a little bit. Breathing from the back of the ribs around the sides to the front to the sides. And then hands to the heart. Releasing down, cat, cow. And when you're in cow, we'll take it around the world to the left. And the next time you come into cat pause, again, non-dominant leg, steps forward, reaching through and rising up. Rising up to the top, pausing. And again, circle through the wrist and the fingers all the way down. Sighing through your exhale. Up to the top and into the heart. And we're going to step I'm going to adjust my mat again. We're going to step the right leg forward, left leg back. So not too far apart, not too far apart. Relax the arms, raise them up, and raise your back heel up. I'll turn this way so you can see. Raise that back heel up. And then as you lower the heel, raise the front toes. And then back heel, front toes, back heel, front toes. Breathing up, letting it out. Breathing in, letting it out. Breathing in, let it out. One more, breathing it in and pause. And then lower that heel. Shift your weight back as if you're going into chair pose, but you're not. We're getting a calf stretch. Toes up, sits bones back, hinging in the hip sockets. Active toes. And then rising back up on both feet. Gonna walk the feet together and lift the right heel. Hands into the heart. And rotate the leg about 15 degrees, so it's a 45-degree turnout approximately. And flexion. And then ball the feet down, rising up. Flexion. Ball the foot down, rising up, seeing out beyond. And last one, flexion, pause. Ball the foot down, rising up, walking the legs back in and into the heart. Left leg forward, right leg back. Back heel up. And as you lower the heel, you lift the front toes. Back heel, toes. Inhale up. Exhale, swing. Really riding the breath. Next time the heel comes up, pause. Hands into the heart as you lower that heel. And then shifting the weight, hands to the thigh that's supporting you, that back leg. Toes are up. Creasing in the hip socket. Shift your weight forward, rising up. Legs coming together. Peeling the left heel. Rotate that leg so the hips are still to the front. And then flexion. Ball the foot down, rise. Flexion. Ball the foot down, rise. And one more. Flexion, pause. Feel that heel connecting to your lower leg. Ball the foot down, rise. Walk it in, take a little hip walk, just feeling the mat underneath you, nice and easy through the hips. Back to the heart. And chair pose. Into a bent forward fold and all the way down onto your back. Hugging that right leg in when you get down. Breathe the rest of your body down into your mat. And then taking that right leg over to the left, either resting the foot on your left leg, letting the foot come to the floor, and coming out into your letter T with the arms. Hugging that right leg back in as you melt onto your back. Once again, sensing that connection down into the mat, into the floor. And switching legs. Left leg comes in for that hug. And then taking it over to your right. Again, your decision to rest the left foot on your right leg on the floor. A big body smile here that softens down into the mat, into the floor. And the earth just below. And hugging that left leg into the belly as you roll back. And then both legs in. And taking the arms and the legs up to the sky, shaking them out. Encouraging the blood to come down and nourish along the lymph node channels into the hip and pelvic region, abdominal area, chest, shoulders, neck and throat. And then release, let it drop, slide out, and coming into your place of rest. The body knows it can let go. The mind and body are at peace, calm, resting, and just being in the place of rest. And then bending your knees to stand your feet. And rolling on to your favorite side, taking a little pause there. And using your hands and arms, giving a little press into the earth to rise back up. And coming into a comfortable seated position for yourself, palms up or down toward the earth or sky. Reaching the hands down to the earth, rise to the sky, meeting at the top, and drawing into your heart. Om Shanti, Shanti, Shanti. Peace, peace, peace. Namaste.